Good evening, everybody. Teshidile. So, today is the second day of the Vesak month. I hope everybody doing, do good Dharma practice. So, generally, whole month is very important. Sometimes we very much emphasize to practice of Dharma on the full moon day. Actually, whole month is the Vesak month. Everybody try to do better practice, try to do a lot of study and noble actions. So before we start the class, as usual, so we do short revision. So generally, if everybody must know as a human being what is my responsibility. Second, as a father, as a mother, as a daughter, as a son, what is my responsibility for my families, my relatives. As a human being, we really have to live in the society. If you totally, live the society and stay in the forest, is different story. So most of us, we living in the society. So the first is so important to be a good person, happy person, honesty person, tolerant person. If you have all these qualities, then you become one of the happy person in the society. Due to being happy, compassionate, tolerant, honesty, then you can influence other people. It doesn't mean you are pushing other people to be Buddhist. No. So mainly everybody try to be happy person, tolerant, compassionate, honesty, that people will see you are better than other people, you are different than other people, then people will learn from you. From this point of view, you can be one of the, example in the society. Second, as a father, what is your responsibility? As a mother, what is your responsibilities? As a daughter, what is a son? As a parents or father, mother, of course, you really have to look after your children, your families, your home. When you look after your children, there's always problem. The children want more. You cannot afford to give more. Even though that time you should not, lose compassion towards your children. And also as a family, according to the Chinese culture, the saying, when there's a thunder in the sky, there must be raining, right? Raining always there. So when you live together as a couple, the argument, the disagreement is always there. Due to little disagreement, due to little argument, you should not take serious, And also as a daughter, as a son, so what is your responsibility? The number one, you must take care, you must look after your parents, your, like elderly people in your family. If you're not able to take care of them, then, you are not really a good person. If you're not really a good person, then it's really shame to say, I'm Buddhist, I practice Dharma, I practice Buddhism. So when you really take care, your elderly people, your family, if you really have a good relationship, your families, your relatives, your friends and co-worker, then you proudly you can say, I'm Buddhist, I'm practice Dharma. Then third, as a Buddhist, what is our responsibility? What is our individual responsibility? What is our general responsibility? We must know all Buddha teaching, the mainly focus, mainly emphasize how to be happy person, how to be common person, calm mind person, how to be, honesty. So as a Buddhist, when you practice Dharma, when you study Dharma, the first you really have to be very calm mind and compassionate person. If you study, practice Dharma for 1 year, 2 years, 10 years, 20 years, 50 years, if your mind is not haven't come yet, that means you are not really using the Dharma in the proper way. You are not using the knowledge of Dharma in the proper way. So the more you learn Dharma, the more you have a calm mind, must have calm mind. Then as a Mahayana practitioner, the more you practice Mahayana teaching, the more you practice Mahayana path, you must have a great compassion. You must be a very compassionate, loving person. Then you are using the Mahayana practice, Mahayana teaching in the right way, in the the right direction. The sometimes we believe in very high things, like Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, which is wonderful. When we have a respect to Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, we must have a equal respect to your families, your relatives, for others. You must have a equal respect, all sentient beings. And also I said many times, we talk about great compassion, bodhichitta. Sometimes we not able to have a compassion, love towards your parents, your relatives, your brother and sister. You must know, first you must have a compassion, love, tolerance within your families. Then slowly you can extend. Then, as a Buddhist, as a Mahayana follower, the Dharma, the practice, you must apply within you for 24 hours. 24 hours. If you are able to apply the Buddha Dharma, the Buddha teaching within you for 24 hours, then doesn't matter how you are busy, how much you are doing so many different things, but still you are practicing Dharma, as well as you are accumulating a lot of merit. You are not accumulating any negative karma, negative actions, because your motivation is very great. And whatever you act with a good motivation. So therefore, make sure everybody must remember, must know what is my purpose as a being human being, what is my purpose to be as a Buddhist, what is my purpose, my achievement as a Mahayana Buddhist. Make sure, all of you usually very busy, still you try to come to TBC. Also you are, try to attend another class in another center. Make sure whatever you learn mainly, reduce your negative thoughts, increase your positive thoughts. If you're not able to do increase and decrease, then you are not really doing the practice of Dharma. So everybody, every day you must remember why I'm learning Dharma, why I need to practice Dharma, why I have to attend the classes. Then every day when you learn Dharma, then you can achieve something, as a beginner. As a beginner mean maybe this is our first time to study, to learn Dharma. That's why everybody are totally beginner into Buddhism, into Mahayana teaching. It is so difficult to have a big progress. But if you still put enough effort and enough time, within 1, 2, 3 years, you can see little progress. When you say very little, when you see very little and small progress is quite big progress, because this is first time we heard, we learned, we knew our Dharma. Also within our lifetime, this is the first time, but almost 20 or 30 years we never think about Dharma. So after 20 years, then we took interest into Dharma, but we are not really serious about practice of Dharma. That's why we cannot see big progress. When you see little, that means you are really good, you are getting good progress in practice of Dharma. So this I want to tell you beginning of our class. Then as a revision, so now we are really gradually enter into the practice of Dharma, practice of Lamrim. First, so each day before you practice Dharma, before you do any noble action, you must recognize the opportunity, the leisure of human life. When you remember them, then you remember, yes, I am very fortunate. I have the wonderful life, which is I able to achieve liberation. I able to achieve Buddhahood. I able to escape from the samsara. This is a very great opportunity. Then, so when you fully understood the leisure and opportunity of human life, then you need to think how I can achieve something in this lifetime, right? So when you think about that, how I can achieve something in this life, which is I have never achieved in the past, which is totally free from suffering, totally free from the lower realms, totally the blessedness state. When you think, then you remember going to practice Dharma. When you remember going to practice Dharma, then you must remember the three types of, what are they? No. So you must reflect in three things in order to achieve, in order to totally free from lower realms. I need to practice Dharma. In order to free from suffering, I need to practice Dharma. In order to achieve liberation, I need to practice Dharma. That means I must practice Dharma. Second, I able to practice Dharma, right? Why? Four elements. Yeah. Meditate until you attain the altitude indicate in the story. That means you need 4 important elements. Number 1, I need to practice Dharma. Okay, every day you should think, I need to practice Dharma because I don't want suffering. I want only happiness. The suffering I can avoid if I practice Dharma. I am able to achieve happiness if I practice Dharma. Right? So what is the second element? Ability to practice. You have the ability, you have the opportunity to practice Dharma because you got the 2 conditions. What are they? External condition, inner conditions. What are the external conditions? Yes. Yeah, because external what we need a teacher, we need a guru, we need a master. Also we need a teaching, we need a time. So everybody have, right? Everybody has your own gurus, you have your own master, the teaching is available everywhere. Also now very fortunate, you can get any teaching from Google, right? Any textbook, any teaching. In the past we don't have. You have to buy books, you have to borrow books, and there are now teachings available 24 hours. Then teacher also, available for 24 hours. In the future, maybe you can have a, what do you call it? The calling teacher. You can just call teacher. Yeah, WhatsApp teacher kind of. Then what is the third element? Oh yeah, I need to practice in this lifetime. This lifetime, huh? So why? There's no guarantee you can have another human life in next lifetime, right? So what is the 4 elements? Now, because there's no certain, there's not guarantee I can have a, tomorrow day, we have a next week, I have a next month and next year. That means I must practice Dharma. I have the ability. I need to practice Dharma this lifetime. I need to practice Dharma this time, now. So 4 elements. Then, so how you can practice Dharma, right? That means how to take full advantage of the life of leisure and opportunity. So when you realize I have, the leisure and opportunity life, I must take advantage. I must take essence in this lifetime. Then it has finally there are first, the general knowledge, the way to develop certain knowledge of the general presentation of the path is a 2. That means first you need the knowledge how to practice the Dharma generally. The second, you need a knowledge, particular how I must practice the Mahayana path. That means first, how all the scriptures are indicated within the path of the 3 types of person, right? That means Buddha taught, 84,000 teachings. That number is so big. So when you think about the practices, all practices you can include into 3 practices, right? 3 practices. What are they? Practice of small capacity beings, practice of medium capacity being, practice of great capacity beings. That means, all the practitioner, all the human being, we can categorize into 3 categories. Some human only thinking about happiness this life, or maybe next life. They never think about liberation. There's one group. There's another group. They are not only thinking about happiness this life, next life. They are also thinking about achieving liberation. Second group. There's another third group, which is they are not only thinking about happiness this life, next life, free from suffering, also thinking about achieving Buddhahood. Right? That means there are 3 types of practitioner. That means there are 3 types of achievement. So what is the achievement number 1? Free from the miserable, free from the lower realms. Second one, free from samsara, free from suffering. What is the third? Becoming Buddha, achieving Buddhahood. So this means there are only 3 achievements. That means there are only 3 practices. All the Buddha teaching taught about, 3 practices. Then, so what is the, so now I hope remember, there's a three beings. Thus, only someone be only small capacity being, only small capacity being. What is the practice? What are the practice of the small capacity being? Practice. Virtues. Do you remember the sentence? Each has a, being harmless, truthful, and just no stealing, and giving away all your possessions. Is not possession, giving away all your bad thoughts, negative thoughts. These are deeds that give rise to the happy rebirth, right? That means if you only wish to, free from the lower realms, then, should not harm anybody, always be truthful, should not, steal anything. That means you need to avoid, you need to stop the 10 non-virtuous activities. Then you give up all the bad thoughts. Then you will born in the heavy realms. It stop you to born into lower realms, right? So what is the practice of the middle, capacity being? Yeah, can you read the verses? Once you have seen the suffering of the sacred existence, yeah. This give rest or practice, right? That means someone only want to free from lower realms must practice the previous one. Then you not only, free from the lower realms, you want to be free from samsara. That means, number one, you need to practice the renunciation, right? You have seen the suffering of second existence. That means, look, you should think, I wish to free from lower realms. I always wish to be, human, wish to be, celestial being, wish to be divine being. Then you used to think, yeah, even though I'm a human right now, I have a lot of suffering. If I were reborn again as human, I still have a suffering, right? I want to be free from suffering, right? That means you really need to generate the renunciation, which is the true path of the abandon it. Then you need to eliminate the two misdeeds. What are the two misdeeds? And naturally wrong based on the vows. So next one, then yes, I want to be free from lower realms. I want to be free from suffering. Not only that, I want to be Buddha. So what are the practice of the great capacity person? Person of great capacity and should practice all these. They are the branches of the path, all the supreme determination to be free. Then next, knowledge, emptiness, carry the stream of compassion for all beings. Limitless deeds of the skill in means are the activity of the supreme determination to be free. Now look at this is very important. You're not only free from lower realms. You are not only free from suffering. You want to become Buddha, right? You want to achieve Buddhahood. Then, number one, look at knowledge that all phenomena are emptiness, right? Emptiness. So even though the medium capacity person, practitioner, have to practice emptiness. Then wish to, achieve Buddhahood, wish to be Buddha, you need to practice emptiness as well as you need to practice bodhichitta. Correct? Bodhichitta. If you are able to practice compassion, then you are able to practice bodhichitta. Because bodhichitta is, rooted by great compassion, right? Then, not only that, to limitless depth of the skill in means, they mainly talking about the 6 perfections. 6 perfection, okay? No, you should not have a lot of confusion, a lot of, misunderstanding. Simply you just think, okay, I want to be happy. I always want to be happy. I don't want to be, I don't want suffering. I don't want to suffer being. I want to, achieve. I always want to be happy. How you can be happy? Then, if I born in the lower realms, I never be happy, right? Never be happy. That means I want free from the lower realms. Can you be happy if you free from the lower realms? Can you be very happy? No, right? No, because still, even though you are a human being right now, we have a lot of sufferings. Even though you are born in the higher realms, still they have a suffering. That means in the 3 realms, desire, form, formless realm, wherever you are born, we always encounter with the suffering. That means I wish to free from the samsara. Right, samsara. Then are you totally be able to happy if you totally free from samsara? Are you able to be happy? Happy? If you totally free from suffering, if you totally freed from samsara, will you be happy? Yes. Really? Let's say you got one of the best house in Singapore. You are living in one of the best place. Okay, all the facilities are there. When you look at within your house, there's no any problem, no sufferings, totally fine, happy. Just you look at through your window, okay, you are very happy. You have a luxury facility, all the facilities there. You don't have any suffering. You are physically healthy, mentally healthy. You have all the conditions, right? Let's imagine. And then you open your window. Just look at outside. Suffering, right? Right? Other people, you can see, yeah, I have everything, but those people has a lot of suffering. When you see them, you cannot be happy. That means the window is, thinking about the relationship between you and other sentient beings. You and other sentient beings. So when you open the window, you can see other people, other sentient beings suffering. That means all of them used to be your dear mother, your dear father, your dear brother, sister. That means if you only, free from suffering, still you cannot be happy because all your relatives are in suffering, right? Then if you are able to become a Buddha, yes, if you are able to become Buddha, you cannot have any kind of a mind which is unpleasant, right? That's why when Buddha have other sentient beings in the samsara, they have without having any stress, any problem, any suffering. That's why becoming Buddha is mainly for helping, supporting other sentient beings. So in order to achieve Buddhahood, 2 things very important. What are they? Emptiness and great compassion. When he said great compassion directly, indirectly saying bodhichitta. Why I need to mention great compassion? Because great compassion is the root of the bodhichitta, right? Bodhichitta. That's why because this month is the Vesak month, everybody, as much as you can, try to generate great compassion, then develop bodhichitta. So bodhichitta only can develop if you are able to develop great compassion. So why emptiness is important? Why great compassion is important? Without great compassion, you cannot generate bodhichitta. Without bodhichitta, the six perfection become incomplete, impure. Okay, make sure. Without bodhichitta, without bodhichitta, all your practices never be practice of the Mahayana practice. Without bodhichitta, you cannot eliminate the self-centered attitudes or self-centered attitudes, right? Why we need to eliminate, why we need to reduce the self-centered attitudes? Because the self-centered attitudes is the root of the problems and sufferings. So bodhichitta, only bodhichitta can, eliminate the self-centered attitudes. Then why we need to practice emptiness? Within the 6 paramitas, 6 perfections, wisdom is most important, look like eyes, right? Eyes. When you have eyes, you able to see things. If you don't have eyes, you cannot see anything. That's why you must practice emptiness. You must realize emptiness. When you realize emptiness, you can see the reality. When you are able to see a reality, you are able to eliminate the ignorance. Therefore, when you realize emptiness, then the rest of the 5 perfections become very complete, very pure. Without emptiness, without realize emptiness, even though you practice, ethical discipline, generosity, and patience, joy effort, meditative concentration, you cannot, all of them never be complete. All of them never be pure, right? This we talk about. Then, so we start here, page number 133. So, look at why one guides students through such as the stages. Why one guides students through the such a stage as explained in terms of the actual reason and purpose. Now look at when Adisha, explained the Buddha teaching, he explained through the three capacities: small, medium, great. Then somebody asks, why you need to lead the student that way, right? Why you need to explain the small capacity path, middle capacity path to the person? You can directly tell the great capacity path. You can directly lead them to the bodhicitta, bodhisattva path. Why you need to explain first and second path? Then look at the actual reason. The intents of Mahayana is very important. Everybody, read very carefully. Intents of Mahayana is solely the spirit of supreme enlightenment, right? It's very important. This because many people has a lot of misunderstanding. So look at. So there's a few, gateways. Intents of Buddhist. The gateway is taking refuge into Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. Okay, if you fully take refuge into Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, then you are enter the gate of Buddhist. Tibetan we call Nangpa, Nangpa, insider, Chirolpa, outsider, right? That means this is the gateway. If you believe into Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, you are in the gateway of Buddhists. If you not believe in Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, you are out of the gateway of the Buddhists. Second, what is the intents, of the Mahayana? Bodhichitta. Okay, bodhichitta. If you have a bodhichitta, you are Mahayana practitioner, Mahayana practitioner, you Mahayana. If you don't have the bodhichitta, you are, follower of the Mahayana practitioner, Mahayana teaching. You are follower, but still you are not Mahayana. You should not say, Mahayana, you are Hinayana. Look at, the intents of the Mahayana is solely the spirit of supreme enlightenment, right? Once this is produced in your mind stream, you don't have to say mind stream, One, this is produced within you, then it is, the Shantideva states in the engage in Bodhisattva. Look at, the moment helpless being, everybody read together. Sugata, right? Look at this. What is wonderful. Right now we are hopeless. We are bound in the prison of samsara, right? Bound prison of samsara. Then when you are able to develop bodhicitta, then you become children of Buddha, children of Sugata. That's why when you read a book, all the bodhisattvas we call, Buddha's children, children of Buddha, right? Buddha. Why bodhisattvas we name, Buddha's, children of Buddha, children of Sugata? Why? Why? Huh? Once you able to develop bodhicitta, then you become children of Buddha, son of Buddha, daughter of Buddha. You remember the lineage of the son, lineage of the daughter. Why? Why? Why would they name Buddha's son? Buddha Shakyamuni was the fully ordained, right? He doesn't have only one son, physically one son. But all the people who generated bodhicitta, those are the son of the Buddha, children of the Buddha. We. If we able to develop bodhicitta, we become son of the Buddha. Why? Then why call children? Okay, look at, generally I think in Singapore tradition, tradition or culture, you have let's say, you have very naughty child, very naughty, never ever listen to you. You say, go east, he goes in the west. You say, woke up, he or she sleeping. You say, go sleep, woke up. It's totally opposite. Then in Ladakh we say, you are not my son, right? You are not my son. Become very angry. You are not my son. Go away, right? Then one day, the child totally change, become very nice. Then what you say? Oh, you are my son. You are my son. Right? Become very close, right? Close. Become very close. That's why Buddha always have a one, kind of wishing, which is all sentient being wish to be practice bodhicitta. Bodhicitta. Then one person able to develop bodhicitta, then the Buddha feel, he's one of my best kind of, closer like my children. Okay, that's why bodhicitta. So always remember, okay, intents of the Mahayana is the bodhicitta. When you develop bodhicitta, you become son or daughter of the Buddha. Thus, this being entered the Mahayana upon being named, right? If you are able to practice bodhicitta, then you have the name of the Mahayana. Non-conqueror children, right? Then you have a name of the Buddha children or Bodhisattva. If they ruin this spirit of enlightenment, they expelled themselves from the company of the Mahayana practitioner. Right? If you have bodhicitta, you are Bodhisattva, you are Mahayana, you are Mahayana practitioner, you are a son of the children. The ruin mean, look at. So generally there are so many conditions, okay. So do your effort. You somehow you able to generate bodhicitta. The first time when you generate bodhicitta, the bodhicitta is look like very fresh born, like sprout. Very fresh sprout. It has so many, like a obstacle. Somebody set up on it, the small support going to die. If there is strong sun, like sunshine, very strong sun, the fresh sprout going to die. If there is strong wind, die. If there is a lot of water, the fresh newborn, sprout going to dry. Very fragile. Very fragile. That's why we must very careful when you practice, as a beginner, practice bodhicitta, great compassion. The great compassion is very fragile. Especially when you generate bodhicitta, the bodhicitta is very fresh, very fragile. Very fragile. There are so many obstacles. The most dangerous one, anger. Anger, okay. When you have a strong, really, very great anger towards one sentient being, then the bodhicitta going to ruin. Right? Ruin. Not only that, due to the strong anger, the great anger, it destroys all the positive actions. That's why when you practice, related to this topic, when you practice as a beginner, when you practice bodhicitta, great compassion, mainly you practice like, in the mental level, not the practical level. So that's mean, you just imagine all sentient beings suffering. You just imagine you are giving everything for them. Also, you just imagine you are taking the suffering. Also, imagine somebody fighting with you, arguing with you, criticizing to you. You just imagine you are practicing patience. You should not do it in the practical way, right? Then you say, oh, I practice compassion, you can hit me. You go closer. Then somebody hits you, you get angry. Then bodhicitta finish. Right? Until you have the, solid or stable mind of bodhicitta, great compassion, mainly all the practices you practice based on the mental level, not the practical level. For example, if you talk about generosity, you give your belongings. Yeah, we can give little bit here and there. And finally, you say you need to give your body, right? We cannot. This thing you must practice based on the imagine level or the mental level until you have the stable and solid mind. Otherwise, it's very dangerous to ruin the bodhicitta. Therefore, those who wish to enter the Mahayana must develop this spirit of enlightenment by making many forms of effort. Right? That's why becoming Buddha, actually we think mainly for benefit for others. Right? Yeah. We have a strong motivation to benefit all sentient beings. Therefore, we generate bodhicitta. When you generate bodhicitta, the most important benefit you can get, not other. Right? For example, when I get angry towards someone, I thought, no, it's no good. I must practice bodhicitta. I must practice great compassion. When I practice great compassion, the first benefit I can get, right? I accept, not them. That's mean, look at bodhicitta is so important. That's why enter the Mahayana must develop the spiritual enlightenment by making many a form of effort. Doesn't matter how much effort you need to put. Doesn't matter how long it will take to develop bodhicitta. You must put many effort. You must put a lot of energy. It takes long time. Still, you must generate bodhicitta. The supreme texts, they teach the stage of the bodhisattva path, Shantideva, right? Speak of how to develop it. They state that you first need to meditate on the benefit. Then you intensify your delight in the benefit from the deep of your heart. This must be accompanied with the practice, the 7 branches of worship, along with the practice of refuge. Yes, mean? So, yes, before you start to practice bodhicitta, you contemplate 2 things, the benefit and the disadvantage of bodhicitta. That means, if I practice bodhicitta, I become very compassionate, I become very, kind person. Then first, I will always be happy. Not only that, then I will become a Buddha. After I will become a Buddha, I can give lot of benefits to all sentient being. You must, contemplate the benefit of bodhicitta, as well as you must contemplate the disadvantage of not practicing bodhicitta. If you don't practice bodhicitta, what happens? I cannot be Buddha, right? I cannot Buddha. I cannot be happy forever. I will be in samsara. That's why you thought, doesn't matter how difficult it is, time, I will generate bodhicitta, benefit, right? Then if you conduce then how you can, that's mean, in order to practice bodhicitta, then you need to practice the 7 limbs, branches or 7 limb practices. 7 limbs, right? What are they? Most of you know. What is limb number 1? Prostration. Number 2, offering. 3rd, confession. 4th, rejoice. 5th, requesting Dharma. The 6th, have a long life for the lineage guru. The last one, dedication. Right? The 7 branches practice, include many practices. First, when you do the prostration, right? When you do prostration, you should not think, if I do prostration, I accumulate a lot of merit. Yes, you can accumulate a lot of merit, but you should think, if I practice, prostration, I every day prostrate to Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, you reduce your ego, your pride. Not only that, your mind more closer to Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. Right? Sangha. Then you must know, the prostration of your body, speech and mind. That's why, when you pass through, when you go by bus, by train, by cars, someday you're passing temple, you can see, Buddha statue, you can see painting. There's no time to do the prostration. Just simply you just have a, mental prostration. Or you can say, I take refuge. Or just simply you can do just like this. You're able to do like this. If not, you just simply, bend your body, prostration. It reduces your attachment, ego and pride. Then second, offering. Right, offering. Also again, you should not think, if I make a lot of offering, I accumulate merit. Yes, I'm going to accumulate merit as well as it reduce my attachment, stingy. Right, attachment. Then third one, confession. So within the 7, in the practice of confession is very important, because all the practices we wish to practice is always blocked, always obscured by negative karma. It's very obvious, even though my experience. So sometimes, most time I come here, I read books, Lamrim, or other books. When I play with the phone, I cannot feel sleep. I thought, oh no good. Stop. I read Lamrim book. Open Lamrim, few sentences, fall sleepy. Why? When I play with the phone, I'm okay. I didn't feel sleepy. When open book, fall sleepy, lazy. Because the karma is really karma. Because negative karma is, stop to study Dharma, study practice. That's why we have to do the confession, practice of confession. Then, if you have a time, you can visualize all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas. If you don't have a time, finally you simply visualize, 37 Buddhas of the confession. If not, simply you can visualize 2, Buddha and sentient beings. Buddha Shakyamuni and all sentient beings. Then you do, the confession with the 4 powers. Then 4th one, what? Rejoice. Rejoice is very important. So, it's kind of repeat. Most of you learn. Some of you may be quite new. Why the rejoice is important? That's why Lama Tsong-kha-pa said, if you wish to accumulate immense, right, lot of merit, make a rejoice. Make a rejoice. If you want to accumulate merit while you are sleeping, make a rejoice. When we rejoice, must remember your personal life, all the positive action, your previous lives, all the positive actions, your future life, in life's, virtues. You just remember, in the past, definitely I accumulated a lot of merit. Because how you can believe in the previous life, I accumulate a lot of positive merit. I accumulate merit. How do you know? Very good. Once a human life. That's why one master said, what you have done in the previous life, you look at this life. Look at this life. What will happen in next life? Look at this life. Right? Look at, generally being a human is very, very fortunate. Being it's a bit, not good to say being a Buddhist. Yes, in the one way, yes, being a Buddhist is very fortunate. Particularly being a Singaporean is very fortunate. Right? Of course, many of you went to India, many of you went to, like Africa or other country. Compare the country and your country. So you are very lucky. If you look at this life condition, then in the previous life, you have done really good job. Me, not. I was born in Ladakh. Ladakh, very, in my childhood life, I spent a lot of time with the animals, with my mother in the mountain. You haven't spent time with the animals, right? Collect the cow dungs, killing the, cow hot. No, this been important. Rejoice. You must rejoice your previous life action, positive action, this life and future. Not only that, also you can make a lot of rejoicing. The merit of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Rejoice their practices. Right? Buddha Shakyamuni, how many years, he practices Dharma, practices the 6 perfection, practices great compassion. Remember, make a rejoice. Make a rejoice all sentient beings, positive actions. Then you going to accumulate a lot of merit. If you are able to rejoice, also reduce your ego, your pride. Right? Then the next one, what is after rejoice? Yeah, request for teaching of Dharma is very important. So not only that, then you take refuge into Buddha, Dharma, Sangha in order to generate bodhichitta. If you conduce the benefit spoken of this way, there are two types of benefit. What is one? Temporary and final. The first is, again twofold. No falling into misery realms and being reborn in the happy realms. Look at, if you practice bodhicitta, 100%, 100% sure, you always reborn in the happy realms. It totally stop to, born in the misery realm. That's why in the short time you have all this benefit. The long time, final, what was the final? Liberation and Buddhahood, right? Happiness. This is once you have developed this spiritual enlightenment, you clear away many previously accumulated cause of miserable rebirths. Right? That means you eliminate, clear away all the negative karma we have accumulated in the past life. Not only that, then next one, you end continues the accumulation of them in the future. Not only that, you also vastly increase your previously accumulated cause of happiness, happy rebirth. Right? They are imbued with the spirit of enlightenment. That means if you are able to practice Jnana bodhicitta, you totally stop to born in the lower realms, always born in the happy realms. Not only that, then you increase, clear away all the negative karma, increase all the virtues which you accumulate in the previous lifetime. Not only that, then whose happiness. Furthermore, because you are motivated by the spirit, the cause that you create newly will be inexhaustible. Relying upon this enlightenment, you will be easily achieve the final aims, liberation and omniscience. Right? This means this very important words here. That you create new will be inexhaustible, right? So without imbued English word, right, like a connect, without connect with the bodhicitta, without connect with the wisdom, all the virtues usually exhaustible mean once you produce the fruits, the karma finish. The karma which you accumulate with the imbued with the bodhicitta and emptiness is never going to end the result. It continuously give you result. This is the benefit of the bodhicitta. Finally, look at final aims, liberation and omniscience. From the outset, you must have the uncontrolled spirit aspiration that seeks to attain the final and temporary benefit. If you do not have this, you might say, I will strive to develop this spirit or account of those benefits. The rest from the developed spiritual enlightenment, but it will be mere words. The hollowness of the claim is very clear once you examine your mind. Right? That's mean, look at, you need to generate bodhicitta. Not only you must have uncontrolled spirit aspiration. they seek to attain the final and temporary benefit. That means, simply you say, I practice bodhichitta, you don't have the contrast, where is the real one. You don't have the real bodhichitta, you just saying. That means, if you just saying, you just believe, you still don't have a bodhichitta, that means it look like, just words. It's become very words. For example, somebody say, I'm a very professional doctor. I have most of the important medicine with me. When you open the bag is empty. Then the doctor say, I'm a good doctor, it doesn't have. Right? They say, I have a good medicine, it doesn't have. That's why in Tibet there was a man, we Tibetan believe, mainly born in Tibet to teach people how to be wise, how to be intelligent. Then he was, I think, riding horses, passing through the village. Then somebody asked, hey mister, what things you have in your bag? He said, one is empty, one you have nothing. One is empty, one is nothing. The people thought, oh, there's something there. One is empty, right? Or empty, this another has nothing. The people thought, oh, here's something there. Yeah, that's why, so just, become, he says one is empty, one has nothing. That's why, if you don't have bodhicitta, then even though you say, I am Mahayana practitioner, I follow the Mahayana teaching, I follow the, Mahayana guru, whatever, it just become words. Become words. Make sure what you say, you practice. What you practice, you must act. You must act. That's why, as a Mahayana practitioner or follower, we talk so many big things. In the actual, we don't do a lot of practice. So therefore, hollowness is totally empty, or this calm is very clear once you examine your mind. That's why you do examination of your mind. Do you have bodhicitta or not? Do you have a great compassion or not? Do you really believe in Buddha, Dharma or not? Do you really believe in the law of causality or not? Right? You just examine, do examination in your mind. If you really believe in law of causality, then when you engage into negative action, you feel a bit scared. You feel uncomfortable. When you engage in the negative action, if you are okay, you don't have any sense of worry or scary, then you don't really believe in law of causality. Right? If you really believe in Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, then you won't have any worry about harming by spirit, harming by ghost, harming by black magic. No. Look at with us in our society, we have so many worries, harming by spirit, harming by ghost, harming by black magic, harming by black mantra. No, if you fully 100% believe in Buddha, you won't have any harm by any like simple harming. Right? If you have this kind of worry, that means you're not 100% fully trust, believe in Buddha. Someday you thought, the spirit and ghosts are more powerful than the Buddha. Right? Yeah. That's why when you feel scared, then you ask, chanting a mantra. You never really, fully pray or believe to Buddha. Then Dharma. Again, you really believe in Dharma when you have a problems. When you have a problem of anger, attachment, desire, then you must apply Dharma. So you believe in Dharma, when you're facing problem, then you are looking another kind of condition to solve the problem. It's wrong. Am I right? Because you have a good, one of the best headache medicine. When you have a headache, you are asking, can I have some medicine? You already have the best medicine. You are not taking, still asking other medicine, right? That means you really believe in Dharma. When you face any problems, okay, external problem, like weather condition, problem in the weather problem, problem in business, problem in the families, problem in your relationship, whatever, you are okay. If you really believe in Dharma. How? For example, if you really believe in Dharma, when you get angry, somebody make you angry, somebody try to make you angry, you cannot be angry. Because you believe in Dharma, you believe in the compassion. Compassion is the best antidote. You apply compassion, not anger, let it arise. Right? That's when, if you really believe in Dharma, you should not have any sense of worry. Then Sangha. Sangha again, refer to Sangha is not just simply, monks and nuns. And I hope you remember, the person, doesn't matter he or she, who reached to the Arhat state, there's a Sangha. Then it refuge, fully take refuge in Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. If you fully believe them, then you won't have any kind of worry or scary. That's why it's very important. Look at claim is very clear once you examine your mind. Therefore, first you must turn in the thoughts that is the common to the person of the small and medium capacity in order to develop wish to attain the true benefit, highest status, human and deity, and second is the liberation of omniscience. Right? Now, in order to get true benefits, then what are the true benefits? Temporal and final, right? Temporal benefit and the final benefit. So in order to achieve, have the true benefit, you need to tend your mind into what? To comment to the person of small and medium, capacity, in order to develop wish to attain the true benefit. Right? Clear? If you wish to have a true benefit, you need to turn your mind into the comment with the small capacity and medium capacity. If your mind if you practice, small capacity part, then it award you to born into lower realms. Then you can get benefit, right? Then, if you turn your mind with the, the medium capacity part, it leads you to liberation. Then, finally, Buddhahood. Right? Therefore, in order to get true benefits, you need to turn your mind is common to the person of small and medium capacity. After you have developed such as wish, you engage in the cultivating the spiritual enlightenment, the altitude that produces the benefit. Right? That means finally you have to generate bodhichitta. As you do this, you must develop the great compassion. That means look at that. There's order. There are two benefit. Temporal, final. In order to achieve the temporal benefit, I need to practice the small capacity path, which is be honest, harmless. Then what are the harmless? Be honest, harmless, avoid, stop the 10 non-virtues. Then in order to get, second benefit, which is the final liberation or omniscience, you need to turn your mind with the medium capacity. First, the renunciation. Then, ethical discipline, 3 mind turnings. Then, final, achievement, omniscience, you need to generate bodhichitta. That means, in order to achieve, have these two benefits, I need to practice small scope and medium scope. All of them, I must practice bodhicitta. Bodhicitta can be practiced when you are able to practice great compassion, right? As you do this, you must develop the great compassion and love. That are the foundation of these altitudes. Clear? In order to develop bodhicitta, what do you need to practice? Great compassion and love. Why great compassion and love so important to develop bodhicitta? Why? That are the foundation of this altitude, mean bodhicitta. Right? Wish to generate bodhicitta, practice great compassion and love. Now you come to the practice of the four immeasurable. Right? First you practice love, then you have a compassion. Right? When you have compassion for your close one, your enemy, then finally you have a equanimity. Equanimity, right? First, love. If you love someone, then you are able to generate compassion. If you hate someone, you cannot generate compassion. That means step number one, practice love. Love is not talking about the common love, and I love you, he love you, she love you. Make sure when I say generate love, you don't need to find someone really truly love. Make sure the love. This makes sense, right? When you love someone, then you're able to be patient, you're able to give everything. When you're able to practice pure love, then compassion there. When you have a compassion there, then the compassion must focus first your closer one. Okay, dear one, your family. Very easy to practice compassion and love. Second, you need to focus on whom? Indifferent person. Okay, first you practice compassion with your closer one, your father, your mother, your relative, your brother, sister. Then second, you change the focus. You focus your compassion towards whom? The neutral one. The neutral or indifferent one. Nothing. You are not your closer, not closer to you, not distant to you. Just the neutral party. Then if you are able to practice compassion or love toward the neutral, then the last one, you focus to your enemy. When you are able to practice love and compassion, you are closer, neutral part, the neutral, right? Neutral party, then enemy. Then you have a sense of equanimity, right? When you have a sense of equanimity, then you have a sense of the negative love. You don't have a sense of hate, right? Then you are able to generate a great compassion. Then bodhicitta, very close. Very close. That's why, His Holiness Dalai Lama, whenever he give a teaching, always asks practice in great compassion. He never asks, bodhicitta, practice great compassion. Good for you, good for your family, good for everybody. Then bodhicitta is very close. That's why the foundation of this altitude, don't forget, love and compassion is the foundation of what? Bodhicitta. The bodhicitta is the main cause of full liberation and Buddhahood. Then look at next one. In other words, when you contemplate how you wander through the cycle existence, benefit of happiness and tormented by suffering, your body here should stand on it. Right? So that means how you can generate bodhicitta, how you can generate love and compassion. First look at, you wander through the cycle existence, bereft of happiness and the tormented of suffering. Right? When you think about this, the lack of happiness, completely suffering, then your body here should stand, right? For example, when you meet, very special person, very famous person, how do you feel? You feel very, moved, and your hair stand up. I have long hair, I stand up. Stand up. That means you feel it, right? You feel it, the suffering, or you can feel it, the lack of happiness. You feel it. Then next, look at your body. Without this experience, it would be impossible for you to become unable to tolerate other beings' torment while they suffer and are bereft of happiness. They wander through the existence, right? Before you generate love, compassion for someone, you must experience your own suffering, right? How do you feel? Also, you must experience the lack of the breath of happiness. You must experience by your own experience. Then you can see someone have suffering, you feel compassion, love. If you don't have any experience about your own, like look at the drunk person, they don't have any sense. They see somebody dying in front of you, they're okay, they drink the alcohol, they sing song around them. They don't have any experience. We should not be like that, huh? Make sure when you feel your own suffering, how do you feel? When you feel, lack of the happiness, how do you feel? Then just you look at other are same as you. Then if you have this kind of experience, then you have a kind of good condition to generate love and compassion. Right? That means when you think about suffering based on your own experience, is generate renunciation. When you feel suffering, you don't want suffering. You want to free from suffering. That means renunciation. When you focus on other suffering, then you feel what? Compassion and love. Okay, this page is so important. Thus, look at the Buddhism Vadits. These beings have yet to dream. Can you read?
These beings have yet to dream of such an attitude towards even their own welfare. How then could they produce it for others' welfare?
Right? There's me look at this sentence, very important. Next one here. So concurrently, in this context of the person of small capacity, you reflect on how you are harmed by the suffering of the miserable realms. In this context of person with medium capacity, you contemplate on how, even the highest state, they are suffering and there is no peaceful bliss. Then you foster the development of the love and compassion by cultivating the sense of empathy of living beings whom you hold on the close to you. So the next you just read as a homework. The next we will start mainly about mindfulness of death. Okay, the mindfulness of death. So you must read the page number 35 till 41 as a revision. Okay, then page number 1 second, let's say page number 135 till 159. How ma? Hắn多没有呀？一很多钱可以啊。很多人不可以。Yeah, anyway, so yeah, I know because everybody very busy because so far you are attend the Lamrim class. So whenever you have free time, just read the Lamrim and try to understand, try to digest. Okay, It's good for you, you know. Otherwise, you know, so for me, when we were study Buddhist philosophy, our teacher, my teacher is very, very clever, very clever. So traditionally, that time we didn't have a books. We didn't have a books. You know, we have the traditional, you know, textbook. So after we finish our class, we need to cover. We used to cover, you know, everything put in. Our teacher was very clever. He just looked how we packed, right? Wrap, how to wrap. Then we just finished class. We went to, you know, home. Next day we come back again. He always looking at how to open, how to, you know, wrap. He always look at the knot. He said, you never open the textbook, huh? The knot is same yesterday you tried. That's why. Also, I can see who read Lamrim or not. The Lamrim book become little black. You know, they read the books. The book is still very fresh. Not using more anymore. Okay, so thank you so much. So time is over.